Hello everybody, welcome back to Binding of Isaac Rebirth. You never guess what happened. Yep, Audacity stopped recording and we're now back to post commentary, which means I'm watching the recording while seeing what happens. So, decided to start off with Maggie because she still needed some good stuff. Well, good thing about post commentary is I got a lot of time to think about what I did on this run, and I can talk about things other than the game, which I'm not really good at. So this is going to be interesting. I'm looking at the timer and it's around 65, 75 minutes. That's going to be a great exercise, won't it? Anyway, so we've gotten experimental treatment there. I don't really know that thing's working, but I do mind looking at my stats because I thought my damage increased. I think I did it after this room ended. Yeah. I don't know if Maggie starts off with 3 bars in damage. I don't think she does, but it was a nice thing to have, though. And yeah, that sun card is gonna be in our inventory for a long ass time. So last run was pretty interesting. Turns out that Dr. Fetus on its own that was a lucky find. The quarter in a random pot. Thought that could happen, then apparently it can happen. Anyway. Yeah, Dr. Fetus is now apparently, that was a good haul. Champion's belt plus the pills. I don't think the pills had something good in it. These guys just blech. Bombs are key, blech at this point. Wizard is odd, and I didn't really make good use out of the explosive diarrhea either. But yeah, turns out Dr. Fetus is now, the bombs are now considered a tier effect rather than you actually using bombs. And your damage of said bombs increase with damage of your tiers, which kind of makes me think if other tier effects have effects. I mean, we saw that homing shots worked. Anyway, Duke of Flies is not that hard. I don't think I took any damage to him. And there's a bit more damage for us right there. Sorry about that one. That was weird. Anyway, Cellar 2. Don't think we'll be running into... Don't think I have run into too much problems here. Watching at this recording means I can actually focus on seeing if I can actually find marked rocks without having to look at the game at hands. I've seen a guy that showed all the tinted rocks. I'm gonna start throwing those against... Well, I'm gonna start throwing those together and it's not gonna be good. By together I mean mix up the terms, but they still mean the same thing, so it wouldn't really matter too much. Anyway, yeah, I'm bad at talking about just random things. Something I need to work on, but will come in time, I suppose. Shubdoop, I think I'd pick up taking that. Blarg. Because I don't think I would be using the Yumar too often. Squeaky chair inbound. There we go. Should really have a look at that. Hmm. So Shooby Boop fires instantly now. As far as damage goes, I don't think I used it more than once, to be completely honest with you. Because I think I came up with an interesting dilemma at the end of this fight. We'll see. Yeah. We totally did. So you have the nail there, and Book of Belial. What would you pick? Well, feel free to take a guess at what I'm taking. I think I did the right thing, though. Yeah, I really had some difficulty, and then I went with the Book of Belial. Nail looks good, but I thought the extra bit of damage would have been more convenient than getting a Spirit or Blackheart, plus the ability to crush rocks every 6 rooms. Unless they change the nail, but I don't think so. Seeing how Book of Revelations and Satanic Bible still take 6 rooms. Can't forget about that Sun card. Well, so yeah, having to do post commentary really shows the fact that I'm not good at filling rooms. Well, it's filling space. It'd be kind of hard to would be kind of hard to just act surprised when everything happens. Now that I did mention that within post commentary, and why cheat you out of what's actually happened? What's actually happening? That being my recording program not being that grand all the time. Well, happened 3 times already in what's now episode 24. Say, once in every 8 episodes gets bunged up. Well, I think it's better to me to just do post commentary than just to scrap the entire episode. Already had to explain himself once for getting 2 kills there on that without a friend really taking a piss on the game by lucking out. So that's why I now sit here laying back in my comfy chair and watching myself play a run I just did 20 minutes ago. By the way, I don't know if it's up yet. I've got or I'm planning on, depending on what's going on, planning on getting a new intro for the channel. I mean, I can't keep the FTL guide up there forever, even though that video is doing quite well for itself. And if you want to know a bit more on the LP you're watching right now, I do answer like 23 questions there about random stuff, not all about gaming. A few of them are, because, you know, I am a Let's Player, so it's obvious that there's some questions that go about gaming, but there's some other stuff like favorite this or least favorite that. So yeah, if you want to know a bit more, feel free to go check that out. Don't know if you have to unsub to see that, because apparently you can only see it if you're not subscribed. Just give me a second here. I need to drink just a quick bit because I got something in my throat here. Oh, that should be a little bit better. Squeaky chair for the win. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, new intro. As always, if you got more questions, feel free to just ask them. I'll use my expert judgment on whether to answer them yes or no. Anyway, back to the run at hand. Going okay, I wouldn't say brilliantly, but we're setting up something nice though. I think I was actually aiming for boss rush here as well. Had some weird stuff happen there. Because I think I ended up with... Yeah, that was brilliant. Double mouse show, double dead. Just checking the time there, which is 10 minutes. As you can probably tell as well. So, I don't know what my plan here was. I think item rooms or something. I recorded 20 minutes ago and already forgot half of the run, so... I do know how it ends though, and well, no spoilers there, but I suppose you can just skip to the end and be done with it. Pills. Gotta have pills. Mega fatty. I think I used Krampus's head on him. Yep. Thinking that that's probably the strongest enemy we would be facing in this boss trap room. And I think I was right. Mega Maw. Cool effect on the flames though. Managed to dodge all of them, which surprised me even more. The stars. Isn't that great? Use a teleport to get teleport. Well. So that was a gigantic waste of time. But it could have been something amazing, and that would have been a shame if you would have left it behind. Don't really know what I'm doing now. Oh, right, get the sun card back. Of course. 12 minutes in, now we're done with Catacombs 2. Leaves us with 8 minutes to go and deal with... what did I face? Was it Depths or the other one? We'll see soon enough, right? And it's... Necropolis? Nope, just Depths. Depths. I think I go through that room quite a bit of times. So the good thing is you won't hear me get frustrated when I get hit a few times in a single room. Instead, you'll just hear me be disappointed for my stupid self. Well, I think I did something weird here. I wanted to make the room a bit easier on me, and I just ended up killing one. True, it makes it a bit easier, but destroying half of those rocks would probably have helped out a little bit more. So this is what a sports commentator feels like, just sitting back, talking about stuff that's happening right in front of him. they have the benefit of sort of being forced to keep talking about the game, where I am just, well, there's down times. Speaking of people needing forced to be, what am I trying to do here? Keep in mind, English is not my native language, so, oh man, time for another drink, I think. Ah, clean water. Because that's the closest thing at hand. Anyway, so speaking about... oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, I think it's over for a little while at least now. So, speaking about people that are forced to talk all the time. Auction masters. Are you even supposed to understand what those dudes are yapping about? I mean, I don't watch a lot of TV, let's just get that out there. If I watch anything serial-wise, I just stream it. We do have Netflix here, so thank God for that. But yeah, when I do end up watching TV, like when it's too late and I only have like 10 or 15 minutes left before I decide to hit the hay, I watch things like Discovery Channel or something. Ooh, this is gonna be good. Peep. They didn't kill either of them, but they were pretty close to death. Anyway, there's items. What the hell? Television series on that, like Auction Hunters and Lockdown. That's gonna help. Stuff like Auction Hunters, stuff like and Auction Hunters, and things that go about auctioning off items. I haven't the slightest idea what they're talking about, and I'm not even gonna try and replicate it because it's just gonna be gibberish. But seriously, do you have to go to training for that, or is that a weird skill you get born with, like being able to spout out 500 words a second? Man, those guys are insane. Same with stuff that goes through walkie-talkies, like on cops, their radios and stuff like that. Do you understand what they're saying? I think cabs are the worst at that. It's like they actually actively go look for a dude with a speech problem to stick in front of that radio. I mean, sure, he doesn't have a speech problem, but couldn't they then get at least some better radios? I mean, what if you're new at being a cab driver and dispatch contacts you saying you got like a fare waiting for you there and you don't hear what the dude's saying? Like, could you please repeat that, sir? No, still didn't get that. Could you please repeat it again? Another thing what I'm assuming you'll be getting training for. Understanding the dispatch of your cab company's radio system. Well, anyway, we're now almost 20 minutes in, so that's around 30%, 33% done. Good, because I'm already running out of things to talk about. I think I used, yep, I think it was definitely worth it. Flesh is a weird one, right? It doesn't work on any of the big bosses, I think. Otherwise it would be a little bit overpowered, but... Suppose you don't think about it too hard, it could be better than an Necronomicon, because that thing doesn't really do too much damage against bosses either. Well, so interesting weather, isn't it? It's cloudy here. Fairly cold as well. I'm recording this on the 2nd of December. And it's gonna get uploaded on the 8th of December. So it's probably gonna be even colder then. It's like 2 or 3 degrees here. I really like winter. Might even be my favorite season. Kills all the bugs when it freezes once. Yeah, I'm doing great against Mom. Yeah, I enjoy winter. Kills all the bugs. Not a big fan of heat. I like 22 degrees Celsius is more than enough for me. And snow's fun, I think. So this was an interesting one. What's that thing I'm standing right next to? The big eye. Is that triple shot or is that inner eye? I have to take it eventually, but was thinking about getting Cricket's body up there as well. I mean, it all looked good except for the one on the right because I didn't know what it was. If it's triple shot, I probably could have gone with it. I know it's not lost contact, but I think I did end up taking technology too. Yeah. Because I thought it could help me out in this one where I see that my range wasn't really that awesome. Anyway, yes, winter. It's great. It's cold. It's where my most favorite holidays happen, being Christmas and New Year. Love fireworks. Bit of a chemist myself. Got a, what is it? College? Not university, but college. I think it's college. I mean, you got like university and something else that's not exactly the same, but it's one you do after you either go to high school or you go to, and I think that's college. So I got a college degree in chemistry. Didn't really help me out too much yet. Big surprise there. Yeah, I enjoy science and stuff like that, so yeah, feel free to call me a nerd or anything, but... And, I've made my own homemade... Well, I wouldn't say explosives, it's not like I'm gonna blow up a house with it or anything, but yeah, made my own little things. Know how to make smoke bombs pretty easily. They leave a fine taste of, sugar, caramel, afterwards, and if you're not careful enough with it, you can actually burn a hole in asphalt. Not a big hole, just like a little, well, dent in it. And yeah, it melts a can of soda. People have said that it once went straight through a piston as well from a car. So yeah, it must be quite of, yeah, it gets hot, let's just say it like that. And yeah, smoke development is pretty awesome. And all from stuff you can get in a garden store, if you know what I mean by that. Like, you can get fertilizer and, you know, plant pots and shovels for digging. Pretty cheap as well, though, too. But, hey, kind of got sidetracked. So, yeah, I do love fireworks. I originally planned on becoming a pyrotechnician myself. Turns out I needed to go to school for another 6 years, and after 3 I kind of got done with that idea. Don't really regret it. I think it's even harder to get work as a pyrotechnician than it is as just a chemist, so... Anyway. Yeah. Why did I bring that up? Don't know. Once I get to talking, I probably just keep on yapping. What were we actually busy about? Oh yeah, winter. I really like winter. Really like fireworks. And seeing how strict the rules here are, there isn't much fireworks to be seen here or to be bought for yourself, other than on New Year's Eve. So yeah, it's good times for me. I enjoy the snow. I enjoy driving in it. I dislike how other people drive in it. Either they go insanely quick, as in like not giving the slightest hoot. And then you have those peoples with those SUVs, you know, like Jeeps made for city driving. We think they're actually driving a normal Jeep, and you see them just slipping down the roads thinking that they have the best grip in the world, even though they have the same tires that normal cars have. So that's fun. It's gonna be a great day for my douche cam once it finally becomes winter and it starts freezing here. Then you have the complete opposite. It's like 3 degrees outside, and it starts to, well, I would say drizzle, but like drizzle in the form of snow. And people start driving 5 miles an hour. I mean, the roads aren't slippery. There isn't a pack of snow on the road yet, but people just hit the brakes wide. Oh no, there's white stuff in the air. We have to stop driving. But it's always fun if there's no one behind me and there's no one in front of me. Anyway, that's my take on winter. Just need to do something here. So, I like driving in the dark as well. You know, problem is, if you know where I live, then every single street is lit up like a Christmas tree. And then people start complaining that we're using too much power. We need to save on power. We need to do this. We need to do that. Shut off the freaking lights everywhere. Except for those, like, dangerous roads or back country roads. I mean, why would you need lights on a highway? People have lights on their car. It's usually a straight road. I don't think you're going to be doing too bad of a job driving on that stuff and with nothing but your own headlights. And people seem to use their high beams whenever they feel like it anyway, so... But yeah, I would keep them on like those tiny bendy roads. And I've noticed that on a lot of places here we have... Yep, Maggie's boat, cool. We do have a... Oh, wait, yeah, walk on the creep, that's definitely going to help out. Juicy sack. Sticky babies. What was I going on about? Lights, yeah. At some points here we have lights that are on a different grid. Those just illuminate crosswalks for pedestrians. So, well. Another thing I enjoy is just driving in the worst conditions possible. Like pouring rain, lightning, thunder, stuff like that. No, I enjoy it, you know? Driving in a complete downpour with the radio on. You can hear the rain on the roof of your car and stuff like that. Yeah. It's the little things in life, you know? I love driving. I hate other drivers. Speaking of things I hate on the road, cyclists. Another thing to add to the list of people that annoy me. I don't know if it's like that in other countries as well, but it surely is here. Once two, well, I was going to say professional cyclists, but I don't know that for 100% sure. Once two of them meet up, they think the entire road is theirs. There's a perfectly good bicycle trail. Well, a piece of road designed for bicycles. I can't really come to what it's called in English. Perfectly good piece of the road specified for them. Nope, I have to drive in the middle of the road. They get to damn it, now I forgot. I think I just ignored this one because I was happy with what I had. I will go through it at some point. Don't worry about that. Now I even forgot intersection. That's it. So cyclists are supposed to just stay on one side, and if they have to go left, cross the road, and then cross it again. No, let's just go stand in the middle of the freaking road and cross diagonally. How I would love to be able to just drive over one of those dipwads. It's not everywhere. I mean, sure, keep in mind there will always be exceptions to the rule. I have had seen cyclists, even like 5 of them clumped together, just sticking on their designated piece of road. But more often than not, I don't know what's up with it, man. Can't believe I can't think about the name for that. I might just go look for that. That's the benefit of not actively playing. You can do stuff in the meantime. Let's see. Google Translate. Google Translate. I know it's not picture perfect, but it's the best thing I can think of at this time. Enter text from Dutch to English. Really? That's the translation of that. Right. So apparently bicycle path is indeed an English word. Huh. Although it could be just a literal translation. Bicycle path. Okay. So what happens if I switch roles here? If I translate bicycle path, it just says what it is in Dutch. Cool. Alright, bicycle path. Interesting. I know I said that wrong. It's just another picture I saw someone and I found it was pretty funny. What else annoys me on the road? Because that's kind of what we're talking about right now. Tailgaters, although that changed a lot. Because like I said, I've got a douche cam. Or for people not knowing what a douche cam is, a dash cam installed. It's a pretty obvious one. Because the mount isn't that grand, it just sticks to my window. And I've had it seen more often than not that I've got, and I'm not going to call any particular brands, but we do get one or two who are usually the brands that, type of car that end up doing it. Had him race towards me in my rear view mirror. coming like, what, like 1 meter from the back of my car. Start watching in my rearview mirror, see him watching at me, and I think at some point he... Oh, right, here I was hurting myself so I could use the bad trip pill to get back to full health and get the sun card back. Pretty sneaky, right? Anyway, so at some point I think he noticed that I had a camera and he just backed off like 5 meters ago. So that was pretty fun. Yeah, my problem with tailgaters is over. I think that's something that everyone gets annoyed by. Now the reason why is douche cams, as I like to call them, are more than rare where I live. Mainly because well, our law system is just messed up as heck, right? And we do have car insurance here, pretty steep too. But the insurance companies do not accept footage from said douche cams. So like, if you're just parked in front of a red light and the dude before you thinks it's time for him to get a new car and just backs up into you, well, too bad. You're at fault. Because as auto motorist, you are supposed to be able to stop for anything. I think there's some other rules that dictate that. I mean, anyway, it's gonna end up being your word against his, and I think it's more obvious that the one at the back didn't see the one at the front, and you rear-ended him rather than he backing up into you. That rule recently changed. Well, the rule didn't change, but insurance companies now do start accepting actual footage from what the fudge just happened. Which is a good thing, not just because of what I just said, but you see it pretty often here. I don't know if rules of the road are exactly the same everywhere. Well, in big lines, I mean, like, way of ride and all will be different in countries where people drive on the left side of the road instead of the right side of the road, and you are free to give your own definition to right if you want. Still think in the end it would be pretty confusing going from driving on the right to driving on the left and vice versa. But yeah. If you are supposed to let someone go ahead of you because he's coming from the right or something, if that dude stops, normally, the way I learned it when I was driving was, if the dude stops, it means he lets you pass and you can go ahead. That also doesn't count anymore. So you had those smart dudes out there. They go wait up on like a T-junction or something along those lines, somewhere where that rule applies. They see you coming, and they stop. And when you say, okay, he's gonna let me through first, and you start rolling, he just slams into you. Another reason where a douche cam could now come in real handy. Because you can just film him, you can see him stop. And you can even drive incredibly slowly past him. So yeah. Same thing with people driving where they shouldn't. Cyclists being one of those. Not like I'm going to run them over when they're already driving in the middle of the road, but if they suddenly decide to go for it, still, if I can help it, I won't run them over because it's probably more costly than it's worth. People jumping in front of your car, seen that happen as well, just to fake insurance money. Hadn't have it happen to myself yet, but better safe than sorry, right? Downside of the douche cam when driving on the freeway. That happened before. Speed limit here is 120 kilometers an hour. It's fairly slow, isn't it? At some points when there's like sunshine and not a lot of traffic, and other than that, I do tend to go up to 130 normally. I had happened before that I was getting on the freeway, getting stuck behind a truck. A car passed me like going 140 or something. Had to wait before I could switch lanes or I would have knocked into him. And yeah, I go after him once he's passed. They're going, yeah, now we got some good speed going. Apparently, he must have noticed the douche cam in my rearview mirror, and he immediately slows down to 120. I was like, are you freaking serious? I am not a cop. But, well, anyway. That's enough about my car driving and stuff like that. So how are we doing on the run? Well, we got Curse of the Unknown. I think that's what your inability to see health is called. We're 40 minutes in, and we're on our way to Shoal. Oh, that was a bit of a decent rant. Crossed 20 minutes there. Anyway, if you got some interesting stories to tell, feel free to go right ahead. I don't mind. Just put it right there in the comments section, because that's what it's for. I really like the sound that Golden Key makes. Kind of sounds like the entire dungeon opens itself for you, which is, to the most part, what the Golden Key does for you. You know what else I hate with driving? See, that's another key piece of our strategy that's going to be happening later on. I don't know if they are distributed everywhere around the world, but over here we got cars. Well, I'm ashamed to actually call it a car, but a motorized thing with 4 wheels. Something that makes those wheels go round without you having to push it. That goes a top speed of 45 kilometers an hour, and no, I'm not talking about a quad bike for kids, but it actually has a roof and stuff like that. It looks like a really tiny car. Now, the key thing I already said here, it does not require a driver's license. So, if you got some money to spend and you're not interested in getting a driver's license or whatever other reason that would allow you to not be able to get one, you can go buy one of those things. Now, first of all, those things sound like a lawnmower when they pass you. They go at a top speed of 45 miles an hour, kilometers an hour, sorry, that 45 miles an hour would at least be acceptable. But yeah, again, you don't need a driver's license for it, so you don't even have to know the rules of the road and just buy it, get in, and go cause absolute chaos on the road. Plus, again, they drive 45 kilometers an hour. And they really don't care about the rules of the road. They've got themselves a name, and maybe the name itself, it's called an axiom, I think. I mean, it's gotten the name of creating a thing called axiom parades. We have one of those little things. I really don't want to call it a car because I don't consider it a car. Driving, and like 20 to 30 cars behind it. Because, first of all, knowing that someone is driving that means he doesn't have a driver's license, which means he probably doesn't know the rules of the road. Because if you could get a driver's license, you'd probably get a normal car because those things don't come cheap, apparently. So yeah, trying to pass one of those is just a risk on its own. And they don't go to the sides of the road. By that I mean they won't stop to let cars go by. Because they just watch in front of them and go and well, sure, I get the point. If you're like, no, I mean, if you're an old elderly person is the right term here. You probably just got your driver's license, so you probably have one. So I don't see need of getting one of those things. And if you're young, just put some freaking effort into it and get yourself a driver's license, right? I mean, can you even consider it? That you're allowed on the open road without knowing the slightest thing about the rules that apply there. Oh, crap. Give me a second here. Alright, we're back. What are we doing? What are we doing? Fighting Satan! Who I think I just broke because he does nothing anymore but shoot. Yeah. Oh, there he goes again. Completely forgot what I was just talking about, so it's just two awkward silences again every now and then. At least the fight's going sort of okay. So I did use Krampus's head there. I think I should better just use it on the second face, because I tend to do a much better job at the feet than I'm doing against the actual Satan form. Something to remember. Another thing to remember. There's a lot of things I should remember on this game. Like the way certain constellations, celestial things look like, and what they do. Digging the Taurus one. Don't really know what I'm off doing now. What was... Oh yeah, go get Guppy's paw. Right. Our big strategy. And go get our stud card back as well. Amongst all of the rubble here. I think I also ended up using that strength to see if it healed me. And it did, by one full heart. And apparently I just completely forgot about the red heart that's in the middle there. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I haven't. Yeah, I wanted to see if Ringworm actually worked with Tech 2. Yeah, I just completely forgot about that red heart there. And I didn't use that item doubler item either. Sloppy play. But it's now time to go to the dark room. Another room where I decided to just completely discover everything before actually finding the boss. which was grand. Anyway. Dark room. Spirit hearts, pills, and more pills. I think I got a pretty fly here. Yep. Been real antsy about not pressing the wrong button. Used bombs or keys so I wouldn't forget about the sun card. So, the haunt. I mean, he's not that hard unless you get surprised by his brimstone shot. And not always try to get on his top side. Apparently doesn't really like that if you're going there. So, the dark room. I really need to figure out how to get rid of that Steam overlay. I think I can just shut it off in the options somewhere. But I thought I could just turn off to show those notifications. Ah well. Stomp, 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 stomp. And then some more stomping. So, all in all, we're not that powerful if you look at the whole thing. We got Technology 2, which isn't that grand and halves our normal tiers. Our normal tiers aren't that great either. We got Rainbow Baby, who does the best it can. The juicy thing following us. Well, the slow is nice, but it's not that amazing either. Other than that, the main thing that's keeping us on our feet right now is a good supply of health and a lot of health ready to be used. Other than that, the only thing we have is our skill to dodge and the fire in our hearts to go deal with whatever is being thrown at us. Oh well. I know how it ends, so... kind of watching something else now. So, here I'm not doing too good though. Let's have a look, shall we? It's going okay. So. Alright. So, now that we can see clearly where to go, I think I'm just heading there straight away. I had to use our sun card, that's how well we were doing. But Guppy's Paw should be more than capable of getting us through this fight, if used properly. I'm not that big of an idiot, so yeah, it is safe to assume that I do end up winning this one. So, another thing, again about synergies. I've heard that there's a lot that works that didn't work on Wrath of the Lamb, and that there's a lot of stuff that doesn't. Noticed a few things. Apparently there's a lot of stuff that doesn't go well with Brimstone, even though it did got the ability to become homing. I don't think I actually had the chance to do that, but if it's anything like that technology plus homing that I once had, then that's gonna be awesome. I've seen Brimstone bend quite a bit on some of these fights I've already did. They can take quite a beating here as well. I'm not entirely sure. No, I don't know. So those just ended up jousting one another and offing themselves. It looks like there's a lot of friendly fire on the enemy side that got into the game. We had the explosion bombs that could damage other enemies, but apparently stuff like that and brimstone shots as well can hurt other enemies now. Which we've already saw on the... well, that was a nice catch. The Lamb. Kind of an interesting boss fight. Doesn't seem to be that hard compared to what we've been through already. I do find the hitbox on the head there a bit weird. It seems like you have to hit him on his chin if you want to hit the dude. Something that may or may not get changed, but you can see I'm not hitting him if I'm shooting him straight in the eyes. So go for the eyes. Doesn't really applique here. Still with Guppy's Paw, we still got what, like 3, 6, 9, 12. No, 9, 27 Spirit Hearts to go before we end up kicking it, so... Well, I wonder where that red heart kept coming from, though. I don't think I had any item with me that gave the red hearts. Anyway. This fight is pretty much over. Come on. Just end it. So I can make my outro here. There we go. Maggie's Faith achievement unlocked. And with that, I say thank you guys for watching. Hoping you're still enjoying the series. Feel free to show support by commenting, liking, and or subbing. And I'll be seeing you guys on the next episode. Bye everyone.